today we will going to connect to we are going to share that how we are using the Dagger in our day-to-day life for DevOps and pipeline engineering. So moving further, let's see. First, I'm just sharing the introduction of the Dagger. So Vikram has covered all the things mostly, just going through the main topics. So Dagger is an open source programmable CI/CD engine that runs on the pipelines in containers, right? So it is designed to make CI/CD pipelines more portable, reproducible, and efficient. So as Vikram said that yes, before pushing the CI/CD, before pushing the data to the CI/CD and waiting for the results, we can run those pipelines locally and see the results easily. Okay, so yes, created Dagger has been created by the Docker co-founder Solomon Hikes and the team in 2021. So why we are using the Dagger? So mainly to address the common pain points of the CI/CD. There is an inconsistency between local and CI environments. Every developer needs to wait to see the results in the CI/CD, waiting for more than 30 minutes in the pipeline to just see what is the error. So it is taking too much time when people are just running their code in CI/CD. So Dagger is very much helpful to solve those kind of problems. And there is a lack of flexibility in traditional CI/CD tools. We cannot create a YAML files in different languages. So there is also one roadblock for that. So moving further about the key features, definitely first one is the language agnostic. As Vikram said, there are lots of SDKs for using the Dagger APIs. So any developer can create their Dagger code in their own language they used in their ongoing projects. Second is a containerized execution. So it ensures the consistency across the environment, whether you are running on the Linux or you are running on the other OS, then also it will work because it is based on the container executions. Third one is the caching and parallelizations. As Vikram shared in the demo, that even if you are running the pipeline locally, it is caching the data local. So if you are running the pipeline again, then it will produce the output in a faster manner because it is caching the data. Fourth one is local development. So definitely when you are running something in your ongoing project for the huge pipelines, you can, before pushing the code, you can actually test your pipelines locally by running the Dagger commands, and then you just push the code and be relaxed because you are already aware that your pipeline will be succeed or not. Fifth one is cloud agnostic. You can run your pipeline anywhere, in local, in CI, in cloud, anywhere. So it is very much helpful for the developers whenever they want to run anything, they can use local CI and clouds. There is another feature in Dagger which is known as a reusable functions. So as Vikram shared that we can use a build function to just publish that container. So we can write our code in a way that we don't need to repeatedly write the functions. We can just write a one function and reuse it anywhere where we want. So if we want to use a build function for to just publish in a multiple architecture, then we can reuse that function. Okay. Another is visualization. Yes, Dagger provide the interactive terminal UI. So for debugging and just see the traces, we can also visualize that in the Dagger cloud and also in the terminal. Dagger inbuilt support secret management. So when you need to run the pipeline with including the secrets, we need to pass the Docker passwords when we push our images to the our private container registry like a GitHub. Then we need to pass those kind of environments. So that is also supported by the Dagger. And the last one is ephemeral service for the local dev. So these are the main benefits of the Dagger, but there are also lots of other stuffs. So today I'm going to cover one day. So okay, these are the comparison of the traditional CI/CD and the Dagger. You can see that there are the mainly features of portability. So Dagger has a highly portable because we can use that Dagger anywhere in any language. where low intro traditional CI/CD you can't do that. That is a low. While local testing is possible in Dagger, but in CI/CD it is limited. Language support, definitely Dagger is supporting so many languages, but in the traditional CI/CD it's a tool dependent. So if you are GitHub, if you are using a GitHub, then you need to write the CI/CD in a GitHub way. If you are using in like creating CI/CD in a GitLab, then you have to like make sure that you create your YAML file in a GitLab manner, right? So another is the execution speed. Dagger uses a caches caching mechanism internally, so it is very fast. While in CI/CD it varies. You have to write a caching mechanism in a way of the tool you are using for CI/CD. Another is a learning curve. Dagger has a modern learning curve because you can learn Dagger in your language, like whatever language you like, you just pick it up and you use the Dagger. You don't need to learn any additional language to just see how Dagger is working, right? But in traditional CI/CD, definitely it is tool dependent, so you have to learn first that how you need to write the GitHub YAML files. Okay. So moving further, yes, Vikram has already shared this Dagger engine, and he explained in very much better manner that how this Dagger engine is working. Like there is a different CI, there is a Dagger cloud, and it is connected with the Dagger engine. So if you are writing the code in the your preferable SDKs, then it is helpful to create the CI pipelines. And yes, you can run that locally also. So moving further, just sharing the demo that sample demos that how we can use a Dagger in our day-to-day DevOps cycles. Okay, so just a minute. I think I need to share. Everybody. Okay. Okay. Are you able to see my VS Code?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So basically, today we are going to cover three demos. One is to how we can build the Node.js application through Dagger. Second is how we can build and publish the Docker file to GitHub Container Registry, which is a private container registry. And the third one is how we can generate the GitHub Actions pipeline using Dagger. So yes. So let me start with the first demo. Okay, so first I will share the folder structure. Like, let me share you that what is there in the folder structure. Then we can look at the code. Okay, so I have created one node demo module. You can see there is a one dagger.json file. I have created this module in a TypeScript SDK, and for the source, like we need to pass the folder name over here. That in which folder there is a code of our module. So basically, it has been created through Dagger init command only, and by passing the SDK as a TypeScript. So I have just created that and added my Dagger function here. So you can see that this is node demo is our one module in which there is a one function to run the pipeline. So it basically what does is like it just first create the cache to cache our node modules. Then I have created one container based on top of node image. So basically this container will have a node, and then with the directory of source code, whatever source code we are passing as an argument, it will take it as a source code. We are mounting our node modules, and then with that directory we are running these three commands: npm install to install all our node modules. Next is npm test so to run our test, and third one is npm run build to build our project. Okay, so here I have created one sample project which is on top of node. So here you can see in a packet.json I have created two scripts, test and build. So there is one hello.ts file which is just returning the hello
Excellent
plus
work,
string
team.
whatever you
Enjoy
are
your
passing
break.
here.
Commit the code and keep shining. Thank
So
you.
if, for example, if we are not using the Dagger, then what we will do to build such pipeline to run these three commands? So for that, I have created one sample node without Dagger pipeline, in which what I will do is we have to write this kind of YAML. So on push branch main. So whenever we push to the main branch in this two files or folder, this pipeline will be invoked. So what it does is it takes the node, then install it, and then run the test and run the build. Okay. So let's say if I change something here, okay, okay, and just committing here, so it will trigger the pipeline, and then we need to wait for the results of that pipeline. Okay, so if we go to actions, then we can see that that pipeline will be triggered here. So we are running that node build without Dagger, right? So here you can see that we need to wait that what will be the results of this pipeline. Even if our test cases are failing, then we have to wait here. Okay, so let's just wait for its completion, then we can move further. So you can see that it is taking the node, now it is installing, now it is running the test cases, then it will build. So see here, there is one problem, like the test case failed. We have added the exclamation mark after hello world, right? So definitely test is going to fail. So you can see that we waited for at least 1 minute to just see that test is failing. So you can think like for the bigger project, how many test cases you are creating for one project, and you are waiting for only one test case to fail, to be failed, when you run such kind of pipeline. So instead of doing such ops, Dagger provides us a very good functionality. Like if I go to the node demo project, okay, and now here if I just want to run our Dagger module which we have created, and I right this run pipeline. So if I just run this pipeline locally, then also I will be able to see that our test cases are failing. Okay, so I'm just running Dagger call our function name and then source project. So project is nothing but this folder in which our test cases and our project code is available. Okay. So it should fail because of our test cases are not working right now. See, it ran npm install. Now it is running npm test. Yes, so it just failed, right? So before pushing the code, we are able to see that our test cases are not working and something has been broken. So see, expected was hello world and we received hello world exclamation mark. So now we can go to our test case and just add the exclamation mark here, okay, and run it again. So now everything passed. Test case will also pass. In here also, there are two test cases. See? So before pushing the code, we are able to see that our pipeline is working or not. So much better, right? So now when I push this updated test case, so in a previous mode where we haven't used a Dagger, there once that pipeline has been succeed, then only we'll be able to see that okay, now it is working. So you can compare the timeline, right? Okay, so yes, so that was a quick demo for how we can use the node based project through Dagger. So moving further to the next demo. Okay, yes, I have also created one pipeline which,
After GitHub sync,
okay,
let's
great.
laser focus on one task at a time to achieve tech breakthroughs. Thank you.
Okay. So we ran this Dagger call locally, right? But what about how we can use this Dagger call in GitHub pipeline? So I have created one more YAML file. So this was without Dagger, where we have created all the steps. We have added like install dependency, run steps, and build. And this is with Dagger. So here you can see just we are calling our function and passing the arguments. What we need, right? So this is nothing but the Dagger for GitHub Actions. Dagger, this is officially supported by Dagger. Yes, you can see here. So in this, we can call any modules through these actions. Okay. So whatever module you are creating, you can invoke these functions through using this GitHub action. So you can see the number of lines is also decreased. You just need to call the function here. Okay. So moving further to the next demo. Second demo, in that, okay, let me just okay, okay. Before moving to the next demo, let me show you the. This is nothing but the Dagger cloud. So in Dagger cloud also we can see the traces here. So here you can see whatever we ran locally, the traces has been generated here. So we then run pipeline, right? So run pipeline source project. So here you can see all the details about the pipeline we ran. Okay. So in cloud also it is supported. So here you can go in any container and see what was the steps, what it was doing. Okay. Okay. So let's jump to the next demo. Okay. So for the next demo, we are going to build and publish Docker file to GHCR. So this is just a diagram for that it will initialize the registry. Then yes, so we have multiple organizations in our like company. So we are just getting all the organization detail and creating a container for that context, and then build the container based on the Docker file provided, and then we are authenticating through org and Docker password, and then pushing it to the container registry. Okay, so let's go to the folder structure. So here I have one my Docker file, which we use for our DevOps purpose. So it is basically having all the required tools which we are using in our project. So here you can see that it is adding a dind, Docker in Docker, Dagger, also Dino. So these are the stuffs of Docker file. Okay. So now I just want to build an image and publish it to the our GitHub Container Registry. So here you can see there is a one module Docker demo, and in that I have created one simple function which is just looping through the organization, creating a container, building it, and with registry auth publishing it. So here also I have two YAML file. One is with Docker and one is without Docker. So if we see that this is a DevOps YAML file in which I have, okay, without Dagger, sorry, first. Okay. So in this I have to do so many things to just push the image to the container registry. Okay. And if we are not using Dagger, then we need to add it or everything into the YAML file. But if we do it through the Dagger, then there is just two function which we need to call. One to create a container, second is to authorize with the registry, and third is to publish that image. Okay, and rest of the things you can pass it as an argument. Okay, so for example, if I run it locally, then also it will work. And yes, I have already ran this before. So here you can see it is working. And if we go to the GitHub Actions, so here are the, this is without Dagger, in which it is publishing the images to our container registry. So here, if we go here, we go to the packages, you can see there is a sample image, okay, which has been built by Dagger command. So if we just push it right now, if I run this command again, then it will, here we can see that the updated time, it will come to the package here. We need to wait for a few minutes. So it is basically taking that Docker file from this path. So you can see that I have run this function. I have passed the Docker file path context from where it has to take. I have added one environment variable in my local. So basically, see, this is Docker password is a secret. So I have used this secret primitive. So nowhere we have to write it. Even in the traces you won't be able to see that secret value. So this is also one of the good feature of Dagger, where we can manage our secrets easily. So here also it is just coming as a Docker password, and it is not showing our actual value of that password. Okay. So this is the inbuilt functionality of Dagger to manage our secrets. So here it is succeed. So we can go to package, just refresh it. See something break, publish is not coming there. Okay. So moving to the next demo. Third one. Okay. So recently, one package has been published by our co-founder Solomon. That GHA. Basically, you can see that Daggerizing your CI makes your YAML configuration smaller, right? Just we saw that if we are using Dagger, then YAML are smaller, but they still exist. But still, we need to learn the config part and write like how we can call the Dagger functions. But if you are using GHA, then you can generate your YAML through Dagger only. So now you don't need to even learn that how to write a YAML file to call a Dagger function. So to give a demo for that, I have created another module, GHA demo. So here, what I am doing is just calling that build and push command function, so which we have just shown, right? This one. So here it is just calling that build and push command. So this will create a one YAML file when we run it. So if I go to GHA demo, and now if I just call this function GHA on push, okay. So let me first remove this. So now you can see there is no YAML here, right? Now if I run this, I have given the path where I need to generate that YAML file. So once it is done, there will be YAML here. So it will be generated automatically. Yep, it's there. See? So now you don't even need to learn how to write the YAML. So file was already there. So basically we can't commit. So I need to change something here. Let's see if I just change. Okay, there is a yes, there is a workflow dispatch also. So we can run this from directly GitHub. So now, like a YAML has been generated, so we can just test that whether it is working or not. So if I'm going here, which has been generated through Dagger, I haven't created this workflow file. Okay, so if I run this workflow, yep. So no config part now. Everything is powered by Dagger, right? So now it will do all the stuffs which is required. It needs to install the Dagger. It will prepare the engine and then run our Dagger function. So let's wait for a few minutes. Mm. So now it will start executing our Dagger function.
And Aditi, while that's running, as someone that is familiar with Dagger compared to others, what would be your advice to give people who are just starting out with Dagger?
Yeah, can you please repeat what you are saying? Like you want to take a question answers?
Oh yeah, I was just while we're waiting for that to build, I was wondering if you had any advice for people who are just getting started with Dagger, if it's their first time, if there's any additional advice you might share with people.
Okay. So you are saying that to just share the like how people can start using the Dagger.
I think that based on the function that you just wrote and sharing, I was wondering if
Yeah.
there's like if there is something specific when they're looking at their pipelines, if you think uh there's a specific spot where they should start when they're looking at theirs.
Okay. Okay, first let me just complete that whether it is see it like the pipeline is done. So now we can see that it published less than a minute ago, right? So instead of writing a YAML file, I just ran that command, created a YAML automatically, commit that, and ran this pipeline through this workflow dispatch, and yes, it's just done. So our image is available in our GitHub Container Registry. Okay, so here you can see this is internal, so this is not a public image. Okay, yeah, so okay, fine. So basically we are done with the demo for the today. So yes, we can take a question answers if anyone have, and yes, to start with the Dagger. Yeah. If anybody wants to start with the Dagger, they can go to dagger.io. There are the docs here. So yes, there is a very good quick start guideline. So how to install, how to use it. There is a cookbook available with so many examples, like how we can create a multi-stage build, how we can use that as a like how we can use the secrets, how we can use the Dagger as a services. Yes, so many things you can do with the Dagger. These are just a few demos which we shared today. But yes, and yes. So if you want to like create a Dagger function in Go, then you can select a Go and see how you can write the code. There is a Python and there is a TypeScript functionalities available. Okay. There is a developer manual also here, so you can learn how the Dagger architecture is working, how you can use the Dagger, and how it internally uses. Like it has a GraphQL server, it calls the Dagger engine. So yeah, you can go through the documentations to learn further that how Dagger works and how we can use the Dagger.